Military is furious. Jimin bans Jungkook from returning? When Jungkook returned to the military camp after sustaining a serious injury, everyone was shocked by the decision made by his close friend, Jimin. Not only did Jimin offer emotional support, but he also firmly prohibited Jungkook from resuming his duties while still physically unhealed. What really happened behind this shocking decision? Why did Jimin, who is also a soldier, feel the need to stop Jungkook from going back to the front lines, despite Jungkook's strong desire to continue? This situation has sparked a lot of questions and fierce debates among soldiers and fans alike, since Jungkook arrived back at the camp with a limp and bandages on his hand. His comrades were immediately impressed by his determination and unwavering fighting spirit. However, behind this incredible enthusiasm, Jimin, his friend and fellow soldier, felt the need to protect his friend from being overwhelmed. Why was Jimin so concerned about Jungkook's condition, even though Jungkook was determined to return to duty? When Jungkook returned to the camp, their emotional reunion immediately stole the spotlight. Jimin proudly gave his full support, patting Jungkook on the back as if to encourage him to continue his duties, despite still being in recovery. Not only the soldiers, but also the fans were deeply touched by this moment. Everyone saw how Jimin continuously checked on Jungkook's physical condition, making sure his friend didn't push himself too hard. However, shortly after, the situation turned tense when Jimin openly forbade Jungkook from returning to full military duty. The soldiers who witnessed the bond between Jimin and Jungkook sensed a tension that went beyond mere friendship. Jimin reminded Jungkook to take care of his body, despite many praising his fighting spirit. Fans following Jungkook's journey through social media began to worry and question whether Jungkook's physical condition truly allowed him to endure the physically demanding military duties. Jimin, with all his respect for Jungkook's dedication, knew that his friend's physical condition wasn't fully recovered. During physical training, Jimin didn't hesitate to slow down their pace so Jungkook could keep up without aggravating his pain. Although he appeared strong on the outside, Jimin was deeply concerned. He understood that Jungkook, with his stubborn personality, preferred to endure the pain rather than acknowledge his physical limitations. What led to Jimin's decision to forbid Jungkook from returning to duty? Was Jimin really trying to protect his friend, or was there something else that most people didn't know? This situation has become not only a topic of conversation among fellow soldiers, but also sparked heated debates outside the military base. Fans worldwide praised Jimin's brave actions to protect Jungkook. Many expressed their gratitude that Jungkook had someone who cared so deeply for him. However, some felt that the military should reconsider whether Jungkook should continue his service in his current physical condition. In recent weeks, many have wondered if the military would take a firm stance to grant Jungkook a medical exemption, or if they would force him to continue his duties despite his vulnerable state. As pressure from fans and social media mounts, internal discussions within the military have become more intense. Although there have been reports that Jungkook underwent routine medical evaluations, no official decision has been made regarding whether he can continue his service in his weakened condition. Legal and medical experts have even weighed in, with some suggesting that the military should grant an exemption for Jungkook's health. Tensions have risen as the military stressed that there would be no unfair treatment towards Jungkook. However, behind closed doors, high-ranking officers are debating the best course of action. Will the military consider Jimin's decision and protect Jungkook from physical pressure that could worsen his condition, or will they force him to continue his service as scheduled? This decision will not only impact Jungkook, but also affect the military's image in the eyes of the public. As the time to make a decision draws nearer, big questions still hang in the air. What is Jungkook's actual condition? Is he strong enough to endure the demanding routine of military service, or will his health deteriorate further? Meanwhile, Jimin remains by Jungkook's side, offering support that is not only emotional but also physical. Whatever happens, their bond is becoming clearer, and their friendship is becoming an unshakable force amid all the challenges they face. As time passes, Jungkook continues to fight. Though his condition is slowly improving, he still experiences troubling pain. However, His extraordinary fighting spirit keeps him determined to face the challenging days ahead. But Jimin will not let his friend struggle alone. He is always there to offer assistance, both physically and emotionally. Jimin knows very well that although the military has strict regulations, their friendship is much stronger than any of those rules. The decision regarding Jungkook's future in the military remains unclear. However, one thing is certain: Jimin will always be by Jungkook's side, protecting and shielding him from decisions that could harm his health. We are all waiting to see whether the military will offer the justice Jungkook deserves or continue to force him to serve despite the risks to his physical health. Meanwhile, fans around the world continue to offer relentless support, eagerly awaiting the latest news from this tense situation. Do you believe this event really happened? Or is it just a media fabrication designed to grab attention? You may be surprised by the fact that this situation involves two global icons, Jimin and Jungkook, two members of BTS known for their positive image. But in the midst of all the news, we must ask ourselves, how much can we really trust what we read? Is there a hidden agenda behind this news? Or is this merely a story using their fame to gain clicks and attention? Perhaps you're moved by how Jimin seems so concerned about Jungkook's physical condition, forbidding him to return to duty in order to protect his health. However, let's question, is Jimin really that worried? Or is there another motive behind his actions? As the sensational news spreads, we need to consider the possibility that this information may have been exaggerated or even deliberately embellished to create a dramatic narrative that evokes public empathy. Are we only seeing the surface? Or is there a hidden depth to this story? It cannot be denied that many people doubt the authenticity of this story, especially when we consider the entertainment world, which is often surrounded by intrigue, manipulation, and hidden agendas. Is there a media outlet intentionally presenting this story to stir emotions, even if it distorts the truth? Do we truly know what's happening behind the scenes? Or are we just accepting what's handed to us without any skepticism? If we look deeper, we might wonder whether the fans supporting Jungkook truly understand his physical condition, or if they are simply too enchanted by the image of an idol who seems so perfect. Isn't this characteristic of the media and the entertainment world? Creating an idealized image that is sometimes far from reality? Or are we, as fans, too biased and unable to see the facts objectively? If we really care about Jungkook's well-being, should we support Jimin's decision to protect him, or question whether there's external influence behind that decision? On the other hand, some may see this as a genuine form of loyalty and sacrifice in a friendship. They will view Jimin as someone who only wants to ensure his friend doesn't suffer any further. But do we really know whether this is just pure affection, or if there's pressure from the military, management, or even family members that made Jimin feel compelled to act this way? We need to ask, do we truly know what's happening behind the scenes, or only what's being shown to us? Meanwhile, the debate on whether Jungkook should receive a medical exemption is heating up. Many argue that if Jungkook were an ordinary soldier without the status of an idol, he might have been treated differently, with more attention given to his health. Is it true that a celebrity's status influences the decisions made by the military? Or is this just a subjective opinion from outsiders who don't understand the strict regulations of military life?